As you can probably tell, I am a very hyperactive person. I've always been very energetic and doing 1 million things at once, and very fast-paced in general, in life and in everything. And when I look at my music, I see that. I see that sense of unity. It's that one thing sometimes, but if you look very carefully, it's 1 billion things within that one thing. One of my favorite composers is Molly Sheridan, and he defines his music as a volcano erupting from afar. And I think that that resonates a lot with how I would see my music as well. From afar, you can actually have the impression that is one large object that doesn't change that much. But if you pay attention to it, if you go beyond the surface, that's where the hyperactivity is, and there is a plenty of it. That's why I'm always surprised when people say, "Oh, I found this so soothing and relaxing," and I always say, "You heard it wrong." I feel very lucky that nowadays I would say that 80% of what I write for very good friends. I mean, when I work with ICE, those are people that come to my house. Those are people that I drink with. Those are people that I open up with if I'm sad, if I'm upset. Those are people that I speak on the phone with. So the relationship, and of course I know what they can do, musically speaking, as well. We grew up together. I've known Claire for 10 years now. So the process of creating music for those individuals is very different than just sort of creating music for this invisible universal performer, which is actually something that I detest doing. I think it's a 20th century disease, this idea that you have to write music that everybody can play. I mean, if I think of the composers that I love in the past, they all had their partnerships. They all worked with very specific musicians, and they made the most to highlight those musicians' unique qualities. And that is not to say that then the music can grow and go to other musicians. And I actually think that the beauty of music is exactly that. It's how different people will translate and transform those messages that were not necessarily conveyed to them at first, and how that then becomes something else.
And strict occasion. Not even withstanding more cultivation. And some seasoning. Not even with drowning and with the ocean being encircling.
I don't think that music is a language. I think that music can imitate language in many ways, but there is nothing truly axiomatic in language, especially if you don't think dogmatically. So, but at the same time, the way that we present music is very dramatic, you know. And one thing that I've been questioning myself and questioning what I see a lot is what makes me want to go see a piece of music being performed? What elements are there that are the seductive elements of a music performance? Of course, the music is the most important part, but the visual element is actually also extremely important, the dramatic element, the extra musical content of the experience of communally experiencing a music performance is crucial to the success of that performance itself. So what I've been trying to do, especially with recent works, is to really capitalize on that. My music is not made to play on the radio or to be on a CD, although I don't mind when it does. But my music is made for live venues. My music is made to be experienced with you being there, with you feeling it, with you seeing it, and sometimes even touching it. I want you to be an integral part of it, because only by creating that sense of a total sensorial experience, you're really truly immersed in what I'm trying to convey.
Drunk on its own oil and crazed by its fumes, the boastful lamp decides to outshine the sky. Not the moon, not the sun, not all stars in the galaxy. Nothing. No one. No light could match its power. Its flame grew taller and mightier and bolder and brighter, until its gleam engulfed all other lights.
My absolute favorite composition lessons came from non-composers. Nadia Sirota, who is one of my dearest friends, I adore her, and she said, don't you think it's really funny that we go to music schools, to conservatories, to learn how to play properly, to learn how to acquire that immaculate technique, and then once we get out of the school, we realize that our only hope of finding our true voice is to embrace our quirkiness, is to embrace the defects, it's to embrace what makes us us. And that really resonated with me. So it's not that I'm an anti-intellectual. I'm far from it, and sometimes I would even consider myself a little too nerdy. But when I'm thinking artistically, I'm thinking of who I am. You know, I'm thinking of the qualities and flaws of my personality. I'm thinking of what makes me unique, what makes me Marcos. And the absolute best music that I can write is Marcos music.